Hi, welcome back to Breadbox Racing and 4x4. Going to be doing a little bit of work on this today, cutting out some rusty panels. But first I'm going to get into the backstory of this. So this is kind of a special build for me because my dad had a few of these back when he was younger. We finally got him a new one, well, not new, we got him another one back in 2013 that we planned on doing a lot to, but due to events that I'm not really comfortable getting into right now, but due to events, we never really wound up doing it, and it was a really clean shell. We didn't want to cut it up and to do a lot of custom stuff. So when he passed away, I kind of started looking for something that I could do all of that stuff we had talked about too. So I found this one. It was on sale. I think I paid a few $100 Canadian, so like $5 American. It's rusty, it needs a lot of repairs, had no engine or transmission when I got it. It rolled, that was really about it. I guess the brakes worked. But it kind of seemed like a perfect example of a car to kind of hot rod. So the plan is, and I'm not sure if you can see it back there, I've got the rear end assembly out of an RX-8 that I'm going to put in. Right here is a Honda K24 engine that is going to go in. It's got a Mazda, an early model Mazda MX-5 transmission. The transmission is, this is the actual transmission I'm going to use. This engine's no good. I got it for free. It had spun a rod bearing, broken rods, cracked cylinder walls. It's garbage. But it's okay to use for mocking things up. So I might go with a K20. We'll see what I can get. Play that by ear. I might turbocharge it. I'm not sure. We'll see how things go. First I kind of have to concentrate on fixing the superstructure of the car. I'll show you in a bit here, but it's got a lot of rust. The front end, I'm going to have to figure out some way of putting bigger brakes on because the RX-8 rear end has much larger brakes. And that's the plan so far. It's going to look like a classic car on the outside, but all the working bits are going to be a lot more modern. So it's going to have the independent rear end. It's going to have a full modern control electrical harness that I'm going to have to scratch build because the original one was garbage. So I'll be going through that, some wiring techniques. I am not an expert, as I've said, but you know, it's a good example of how anyone with a reasonable amount of mechanical aptitude can get into this stuff. Rocker panels. They make this rusty piece of metal look pretty solid. I can reach all the way through. There's supposed to be 3 layers here. The outer, which is on the outside under the door, and goes all the way forwards and to the rear wheel well. There's an inner rail, which is a pressed piece of metal that's basically flat. It's got some contours in it to add strength. Then there's your inner sill. I'll post a small picture right here of what it should look like. Yeah, it's completely rusted through on both sides. So that's, you know, this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying this shell is far from good. I don't feel bad about cutting this one up to hot rod it because I'm not removing a good shell from the world. I'm bringing one back from the dead. Because if I didn't get it, there is no one else on earth that was going to get this shell up where I live. I'm in northern British Columbia. There is no one else that was going to buy this shell and try and resurrect it. They would look at it and go, well, this is garbage. It's only good for scrap metal. And I'm pretty sure if I hadn't bought it soon, that's exactly where it was going to go, is to the scrap metal recyclers. So, before you get on my case about cutting up a classic car, know that this one, she was only going to be good for one kind of person. No one else was going to touch it. So I tried to push it back as far as I can. It is sitting entirely behind the front axles, which technically makes it front mid-engine. The stock engine was kind of like that too, but I've actually managed to get this a little bit farther back than that engine was, despite being a longer block. The front's farther back, I think. Or very close to the same. Yeah, we'll see what particular K engine I wind up going with, but I've already got the transmission. I know what adapter plate and clutch I'm using, so all it remains is to decide and actually find. A lot of it's going to depend on what I can get, but I'm hoping for a K24A2 or K20A2, which are both set right around the 200 horsepower mark, and we might turbocharge it. We'll see. Apparently that transmission will hold up to 250 at the wheels, so we'll see where that goes. Yeah, this video is probably already getting long enough, so I'm going to cut it here, and we'll see you next time.